Hello friends, I'm Dr. All-Knowing, and welcome to another installment of The Truth Is, the show which tries to save the world's most important people from ascending into madness and saving them from themselves. On this show I use my PhD in psychology and mental health in order to help those who no longer seem to be able to help themselves, and address casually in order to not intimidate those individuals. And of course, this is a sister program of the longest running, hard-hitting truth show, The Truth Revealed, which began in 1991. The subject of today's episode is this man. You recognize that face, don't you? That is the young face of the man who grew up to become this man. Sean McClain, better known to the world as Zaranyzerak, the man directly responsible for the end of all bad digital noise reduction thanks to this.
Predator was filmed in 1986. It was released in theaters in 1987. 1986 was the era of super cheap film stock. It looks grainy as hell. Now in the case of Predator, most people would argue it kind of adds something to the overall look and atmosphere of it to have the grain. It gives it a dirty grittiness. I mean, you're in the middle of this dirty, muddy jungle, and, you know, having the grain just kind of adds to the texture of the film. So if anything, Predator is one that actually looks really good grainy. You know, it's supposed to look like that. That's the type of film stock that was used. That's the way it should look on the transfer. Most classic films, when transferred properly, have the film grain structure intact, because they're supposed to. If it's filmed on film, it's going to have film grain. In the case of Predator, it was filmed on very grainy stock. The transfer to Blu-ray should reflect that. What do we have instead? Some jack-off in front of a computer decided to crank the DNR up to fucking 11 and wiped out all the grain. I mean, you gotta understand, this was very grainy film stock to begin with, and they wiped it all. It is grainless. It looks like a fucking Pixar cartoon video game. That is not the way it's supposed to look. Yeah, so suffice to say, bottom line, I am not wasting my money on that piece of fucking shit transfer.
However, unfortunately, the fame and notoriety that came from being the world's media savior seems to have slowly caused Zaranyzerak to descend into madness. I give you Exhibit A, an unhealthy obsession with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Whee! So much fun! We're the Turtles! Ha 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 ha! Look at our bubbly happy logo and everything! Hee 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 hee!
New Turtles! We're kicking some shell! Even our logo's all sharp and dangerous. Old Turtles, New Turtles. Old Turtles, New Turtles. You see these two on the shelf? I think it's pretty easy to tell. Another way to tell is the old turtles have pupils. The new turtles don't need pupils. We don't need no stinking pupils.
Exhibit B, a desire to be someone else.
Hi, I'm Zaranyzerak. Welcome to the Multimedia Chronicles.
And finally, and most disturbingly of all, Exhibit C. It's seems as though this descent to madness has been a slow process which began as early as 1991. I give you The Delusions of Zaranyzerak.
No wonder Jason broke off our friendship. The video letters I send him are so bloody boring. If only I had known then what I know now. I could have made them so much better, so much more interesting. If I could somehow transfer my skills of today to then, my whole life could be different. My movie career would be better. My video letters would be better. Jason and I would still be friends. There is one way. I'm going to use the time transporter. I won't tell if you don't tell. This booklet of helpful hints ought to do the trick. Target time, mid-1991. Location right here. Go.
Now that you've seen all the examples, I must do my part to help save this vitally important individual. Sean, please listen closely. DVDs are inanimate objects. They cannot speak, nor do they speak to others. Therefore, the turtles were not talking to you and telling you how to differentiate between their two covers. It is physically and mentally impossible. Secondly, you are not Johnny Knoxville. You are Sean McLean, Zaranyzerak. Someone far more important to the world. And finally, Sean, there is no time transporter. The idea of time travel has been scientifically disproven 1,000 times over. And even if it were mentally possible, it certainly would not take place in a common microwave. We hear it, the truth is, played with you. Sean McLean, Zaranyzerak. Stop this descent into madness so that the world can once again be witness to this man.
Let's start with the first thing that's wrong with it. Let's take a look at the cover. Yeah, it's a pretty nice cover, don't you think? It's got the turtles on it. It's got Shredder on it. It's got the snazzy Turtles Forever logo on it. Pretty cool, eh? Well, here's the problem. Do you know anything about Turtles Forever? Well, for those of you who don't, basically it's an epic crossover story where the 2003 Turtles meet the 1987 Turtles and they team up with them. And you got the 1987 Shredder and the 2003 Shredder, and they sort of work together, and it's like this huge crossover event of all the heroes and villains, like the big notable ones from both shows intertwined into one epic crossover alternate universe storyline, and it's great. It's great stuff. But it doesn't stop there. It also brings in the comic book Turtles and all the various versions of the comic book Turtles. So it's like every version of the Turtles ever, pretty much, except for the live-action ones. Although I think even the live-action movie ones have cameos in the just in the form of clips of, you know, Turtles from other universes. It's a little too complicated to explain the whole damn thing, but suffice it to say, it's a huge crossover event with, like, countless versions of the Turtles. The central focus of it is the 87 Turtles meeting the 2003 Turtles. But it doesn't stop there. You know, no, it doesn't stop there. That's a big one, for sure. You know, chopping out a full 9 minutes of the movie, I'd say that's pretty significant. The final thing, the real kicker, in this day and age of widescreen television, well, the Turtles are not to be left behind the advances in modern technology. Oh no, Turtles Forever was done in true cinematic style. It was filmed and animated in widescreen. 16:9 widescreen. So naturally that's going to be what's on the DVD, right? Wrong. The DVD is 4:3. That's right, folks. They've chopped off the sides to fit the antiquated full-screen aspect ratio that barely anybody uses anymore.
A man who tells it like it is. Case in point, Nickelodeon deciding to not only re-release Turtles Forever, but give the entire series, both of them, their proper releases. That's the man the world wants to witness, Sean. Not this one.
Hey, how's it going? Well, it is currently 4:45 a.m. I just had a long talk with Zenthia and Decadent 7. I was talking about role-playing game stuff with Decadent 7, and she left suddenly. I think she crashed, actually. But anyway, yeah, I am drunk as fuck right now. Yeah, I think the stories of the worm in the tequila bottle are true, because I had a bit of the pasties that you normally get from being high, and then I just have got a progressively... Oh, whoa. Shit, did I just poop myself? I don't think I did. I think it was just a fart. But wow, it was warm.
The world employs you, Zaranyzerak. Stop this all before it becomes too late. I'm Dr. All-Knowing. And until next time, this has been The Truth Is.